In about 5 months, Syracuse football will begin. This past season didn't prove to be very successful, and while the Orange didn't hit rock bottom, they're closer to base camp than the peak, making their chances of improvement all the much greater. What's better than being a member on the best team in the country? Being a senior on the best team in the country. SU men's Lax had their senior day today, and they hosted Binghamton. Jamie Trimboli here doing his thing, sniping at top shelf, SU up 4-1 after the first. It's the end of March, and the craziest school dance is nearing its end. 64 on the court, all hoping they get crowned. This isn't your ordinary dance. Emotions are high, nerves are even higher, tears are shed, and oh, almost forgot. Winning is everything. Now on to Syracuse men's lacrosse, where games can only be decided by one goal, and spoiler alert, this was one of those games. Coach Jim Boeheim's oldest son, Jimmy, recently committed to Cornell. The 6'7" Boeheim spent the year at New Hampton School, where Tyler Lydon attended before heading to Syracuse. In his senior year at Janesville DeWitt, he was averaging 23 points per game. Good evening, I'm Andrew Leffler with NCC Sports. Connecticut is the home of records, win streaks, and national championships. Besides Hartford's Trinity College squash and its 16 national championships and record 252-game win streak, their neighbors up in Storrs know what's up. Coach Gino Auriemma and his UConn women's basketball team have 11 national championships and a 111-game winning streak, which has resulted in 4 of those 11 titles, 2013 to 2016. Let's see if they can make it 112 and advance to the championship. Syracuse lacrosse has made a habit of close games. The last 5 games have been decided by one goal, and their only loss came from a last-second Army goal. After an 8-7 overtime win against Johns Hopkins, the Orange were back at the Dome ready to face a strong Duke team. Unlike basketball, it was the Blue Devils looking for the upset this time. The team are 2-0 so far this season, crushing Siena in its season opener and beating Albany just by 1. But injury to face-off specialist Ben Williams, who is 29 of 42 in his face-offs this season, may play a factor. Quarter, Binghamton makes their presence known, scoring 4 straight and taking that 5-4 lead. Later in the second, though, the unselfish ball movement for Syracuse leads to Jordan Evans beating the goalie, and SU takes that 6-5 lead at the half. If you thought Lydon's farewell note wasn't enough and an indication that he would not be returning, his sights on the NBA draft are clearer than ever after he officially signed with an agent. Priority Sports will now be representing Lydon, and Lydon is off to Chicago, where he will prepare for what is to be the biggest day of his life. Cats, dogs, and ferrets are the only animals being vaccinated. Vaccinations are free, but $10 donations are recommended. Police are investigating a Nazi-themed flag that was found in a storage building of a New York school. The black and white flag bearing a swastika was found spread across the barn floor of the Cambridge Central School north of Albany. This is the second incident regarding a Nazi flag in the area within the last 2 weeks. It was actually a very interesting experience. You never really hear about this part of the war, and they're actually having a battle reenactment in August. People in central New York can stay healthy this summer by walking Monday Mile routes across Syracuse and Onondaga County. NCC News reporter Matt D'Ambrosi is live in Syracuse, where a kickoff walk was held this morning for the newest route. Classrooms have had more negativity as the year has gone on. Just last week, a teacher was stabbed at Corcoran High School. Uber founder Travis Kalanick resigns as CEO after shareholders pressured him to do so. This comes after many instances in which Uber was put under a spotlight of scrutiny. Kalanick said, "I love Uber more than anything in the world, and at this difficult moment in my personal life, I have accepted the investors' request to step aside so that Uber can go back to building rather than be distracted with another fight." 2 of Uber's earliest investors, Mitch and Freda Kapor, said, "Uber's outsized success in terms of growth of market share, revenues, and valuation are impressive, but can never excuse a culture plagued by disrespect, exclusionary cliques, lack of diversity, and tolerance for bullying and harassment of every form." Arraignments are still pending for 2 Syracuse men. Police say they saw 22-year-old Christopher Cotton pull a handgun out of his waistband and throw it into McKinley Park before he was eventually caught and taken into custody. They then chased 23-year-old Naheem McHenry and caught him inside of the park, where police say they found a loaded handgun nearby. Both men were charged with criminal possession of a weapon in the 2nd degree. Now, the mood here was very happy as the flag was being raised earlier today. However, though, it did call for a time of remembrance, as today does mark the one-year anniversary of the attack at the Orlando nightclub that did take the lives of 49 and injuring almost 50. But for the most part, everyone was pleased to see the pride flag being hung up today, and will stay there for the next week. Reporting live at City Hall, Andrew Leffler.